All right. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to touch base with you about last week's assignments. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about was how proud I am of you of how wonderful you did on your personal narratives. They were fantastic. I just am so impressed with the growth that I saw, and they were just really fun to read. And the progress from your third draft to your final draft, it was amazing. You surprised me. I just really wanted to compliment you. You did a really nice job. I could tell you worked really hard on it, and I think that I'm just very pleased. So good job out there. I also wanted to talk to you about this Prometheus text. Christina was nice enough to email me, and she told me that the link didn't work. She was already in the pool trying to build her personal text set, and she clicked on the Prometheus text and it wasn't there. And it's the same website that it was in before, but I clicked around and tried to find the text and I couldn't even find the text. It's a Prometheus website, and they don't have the text there anymore, which is weird, but whatever. So I did try and find a replacement, but it was just too hard. And so I had a Word document that I had made for a different class, and so I posted that, and I put the works cited at the end of the Word document, and we will just pretend that that link still works, and I'll have to do some searching before I teach the class again. But we're just going to do a little bit of pretending, and that's just fine. So that text is here, and if you lose track of this post, then did you know that you could do a little shortcut thing over here in the content browser? So it's week 7. You can click on week 7, and then this is building your own personal text set, and it is right here. So you can go that way, or of course you can go materials, content, and then it comes up right there. Perfect. So then you go down to you're building your own personal text set, and it's here. So yay, it's right there. So I just wanted to let you know that that is a thing. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was your essential and non-essential traits of justice. And, oh dear, that's supposed to be integrity. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here are the ones that you guys, I just compiled all of your lists from the voice thread, and it was just so great to see you thinking this through. Your comments were fantastic. So these are the ones that I just compiled all the essential traits. So you'll see that there are some in 2 different places as well. So that is a conversation that is kind of cool. So integrity, honesty, logic, reason, equality, fearless, strong belief, fairness, lack of bias, truthfulness, open-mindedness, rules and laws and limits, system. It has to be a system, and then we need somebody to reinforce the laws, and held accountable for actions. So I thought those were really great essential traits. And then here are the muddy ones that you thought, well, we'd like them. I'm not sure if they're essential, like you absolutely have to have them, or if they're non-essential, that they would just kind of be a perk of justice. And so that was an interesting list. I liked this. Help and atonement. That's great. And then there was some discussion about how moral and ethical, that's muddy because it can be based on culture or ethnicity, and so that changes with different people. And I thought that was such a very interesting thinking and really great thinking there. I like empathy. That's interesting to me too. And how can we trust things that are the truth? And so then I was thinking even just trust in general would be an interesting trait. And then revenge. Isn't that interesting? I thought that was interesting too. And then these were the non-essential traits that people thought, oh, wouldn't it be great? And again, here are morals and ethics, right? Wouldn't it be great if we had moral and ethical justice system? But maybe it's not essential for the justice system. Maybe punishment is not essential. I thought that was interesting. I am not sure about this. This is a perk. Like, we don't really think it's necessary to have evidence and testimony. Interesting. I can totally see this. It doesn't have to have a happy ending. Like, I guess if you commit a crime and you go to jail forever, you don't have a happy ending, right? That's not a happy ending. So that's true. Interesting that lawyers is up here. That's an interesting thing. And witnesses. So, and I just pulled from a bunch of places. So I don't know if I have everybody's stuff up here, but I thought that was great. And then I noticed that some people had other things like lack of evidence, prejudice, dishonesty, and violence. I wasn't sure how that fit into justice at all. So I was thinking that maybe you were confused about what non-essential means. And remember, I tried to explain it with the analogy of the car. That, in order to have a car that works, you need to have wheels, right? That's essential. You can't have a car without wheels. I'm sorry, my daughter, would you like to say hello? This is Sarah. She's going to come say hi.
Hi. There's a moth, and I missed it, but it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm going to try again.
So you're going to hear her slapping.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay, so non-essential for a car would be like the radio. The radio isn't something evil, right? It's something that most people have in their cars, but it is definitely non-essential for it to work. So when I say non-essential traits of justice, it would be things that we'd like to have, maybe like peace would be a lovely thing, or a happy ending would be great. If everybody had a happy ending, that'd be fantastic. But it's not essential in order to have justice. Does that make sense? So, I don't know. I think that a lack of evidence, is that non-essential? Maybe. Prejudice, is that non-essential? I mean, would you want to have prejudice in a justice system? Or dishonesty or violence? So I was thinking that maybe you were thinking that this was like the opposite of the essential instead of just non-essential. Does that make sense? So I wasn't sure if this just was examples of not being justice. So that's why they're kind of hanging out over here. But I really enjoyed reading this in your voice threads. I thought that you put a lot of thought into them, and I wanted to share that with everybody. So, yay, good job. The other thing, one more thing, I think I have this, and it's sort of outside of the lines. There we go. I did post this. I posted this in just right before I started this video. I posted, this is the rubric for the discussion board, and I posted it several weeks ago, like week 3 or something. And I just wanted to post it again because I am finding that there's a lot of people that are not replying still. And that kills your grade because then you get 20 out of 30 every time. If you're not participating in the discussion, then I think the highest you can get is a D. So I just wanted to throw it out there that you might want to do your job with the commenting. Okay? And remember that 3 replies are required. 3 replies on different posts. So like I write a post, Stephanie writes a post, Lance writes a post, and Noah writes a post, right? We all write posts, and maybe Jessica. And I have to make sure that I'm commenting on 3 different people. So maybe I'll do Lance and Noah and Jessica. and I've commented on their 3 posts. But let's say Noah replies to me. Well, then it's just polite and required that I reply back and acknowledge his thoughts, right? If he says, Meg, I really disagree with you about how Adnan probably, I don't know, didn't use deodorant on a day, whatever it is, right? Then I need to go and say, oh, fair point. I didn't think about it that way. I just thought he was smelly. Maybe his deodorant ran out because he was at track. Good point. Whatever. All right, so it furthers the conversation, because that is the point of a discussion, is to have a conversation, right? And we, since we're in an online environment, that's the only interaction that I can figure out. You know, we have the voice threads where there can be a little bit of interaction. I mean, I'm trying my hardest here. And so make sure you're doing that part, because that's the part of the interaction. And without that, I don't know, it's hard. So, okay, so I posted it again, so you have it, and I'll try and get that. I'll try and remember to post that every time I put a serial thing, so it's just always sort of in your face, but I just wanted to say that. All right, I think that's all. I'm really excited to read your papers about your sorting the stories this week. Really excited about that. That's a fun paper for you to write, and it's a fun paper for me to read, so I'm excited about that. Oh, I also wanted to talk to you about this other thing. I'm going to go in this way, and it's going to be a lot of scrolling, but that's okay. It's easier to navigate from content, but all right, here. Writer's notebook. In your writer's notebook thing, possibly, yeah, there's a Scribbles and Craft, and I will reorder that so it's on top. But this Scribbles and Craft thing, nobody has used it at all, but I would like it if you, I know, you probably don't have extra time, and you're probably like, right, Meg, you give us too much work already. I get it. But if you're inclined, and you're thinking about it, and you think that it will help you, I think it would help you. I didn't make this a required assignment, but I kind of think, I don't know, I think it'll help you if you just go in here and do like a free write about justice in general. I know I made you write about, did Adnan receive justice and did Hay receive justice? But I'd love it if you just talked about what you think justice is, or what you think justice isn't, and just get all of that out right now. Just write what you think about justice. Because then, when you have to actually write your paper, you'll have some, I don't know, memory of what you were thinking now. So, I'm going to encourage you to do that, and I'm going to reorder that so that's on top here for you, the Scribbles and Craft. And it would be great if you did that. Now, again, total choice, whatever, but I do think it will help you in the long run. So, all right, I think that's all. And I tried this video on Screencast-O-Matic because Screencast-O-Matic is my favorite. It's easy. I don't know what this is going to look like with this thing up here. I tried. Okay. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I hope you stayed warm today. It was freezing. So, anyway, I'll look forward to reading your stuff this week, and have a great night. Good night.